Bionic Gloves presents the Hands-On Golf Podcast, bringing anatomy and hand function to the forefront of glove design to improve comfort, fit, and performance. Bionic is a division of Hilrich & Bradsby Company, makers of Louisville Slugger bats and ball gloves. Bionic gloves are the only gloves designed by a leading orthopedic hand surgeon, Dr. Jim Kleinert.
Welcome everyone to this week's Bionic Gloves Hands-On Golf Podcast. My name is Chaz Rao. I'm your host, and I'm here with Eric Gilliland, and we're at the Audubon Country Club, and we're actually here in the clubhouse to answer this week's question. And this comes in from Gary, and he says, Chaz, I had a driver with a 9-degree loft and recently bought a new one with a 10-degree loft because my drives were very low and didn't travel very far. My new driver seems a bit better, but many of my drives are still very low. What is the appropriate driver loft for a high handicap golfer, and how should the club be swung properly to take advantage of it? Eric?
Gary, terrific question. We do a lot of club fitting here at Audubon, and we're often asked, how do I pick out the right driver? What are the proper elements that I'm looking for? And so we have a huge selection of demo drivers that we'll take out, and the first thing that we try to do is make sure that we're not focused on a handicap-specific decision. And what I mean by that is the first thing we're trying to do is determine proper trajectory, and that's by choosing the correct club head type and loft. And so if we can achieve a 10 to 14 degree launch window with the right loft and driver head, then we've gotten the right start. Once we've found that, we're looking for a shaft that's going to give you the proper downrange trajectory. And what that means is that the ball doesn't quickly fall out of the air or it doesn't balloon up in the air, that we're keeping the ball flat. Once it's launched nice and high, it's going to be flat downrange and carry and roll out as far as possible. Your question concerning the swing, once you've found the driver that's going to allow you to get that maximum carry and roll, then you want to work on proper club path with your PGA professional to make sure that you're maximizing what you get out of that driver.
Well, Gary, excellent question, and thank you. That was a great in-depth answer. That's why we got Eric around, because he gives such great answers. So remember, just for your participation in this podcast, you're going to get the official Bionic glove. And if you'd like to participate in this podcast as well and receive one of these gloves, please send your name, email us, podcast@bionicgloves.com, full name, full mailing address, whether you're right or left-handed, and what size glove you wear. You do all that, and we use the question. We have to use the question. We don't just give these away just because we're being nice. We have to use the question, because many people have emailed us and said, here's my question, now give me a glove. We have to use it in the podcast. But if we do use it, we'd be more than happy to send you one. So please tell all your buddies to subscribe to the podcast. Go to YouTube, iTunes, leave us feedback, buy a glove at your retail outlet, support your local shop that carries the Bionic glove, and we will see you on the next Bionic Gloves Hands-On Golf Podcast.